The point is that each of us has a unique path to travel on. And we have not chosen that path. You did not choose many things that happened in your life. Did you? Nor did any of us. When we look over our life, and this can be used as a form of inquiry, a form of investigation, if you look at everything in your life, it becomes clear quite quickly, and I'm sure to everybody in this audience, it becomes clear quite quickly, I didn't have control of those things. It appears as if I made a choice, but there was something that happened before that, something that somebody did, something I thought, something I read, etc., that made me choose that thing. And this is a particular investigation that my guru suggested to people. Ramana's suggestion was, who am I? It's called a self-inquiry. My guru changed it significantly. Didn't change it, he took a different aspect of the same set of non-dual concepts. Advaita means non-duality. These concepts he's teaching. And he said, investigate whether you did it or not. And he called it personal investigation. Personal investigation is an investigation into our actions. And when you investigate your actions, you start to question, did I do it? Or rather, am I the author of my actions? Or did something from outside make me do this particular thing? Make me act in this particular way? So these two sets of inquiries, one inquiry, one investigation, are both ways of coming to the same realization. That what I consider myself to be, what my ego considers itself to be, is not quite what it is. And it's called the negative way, because what's being discovered is not more things about ourselves. What's being discovered is less things about what we believe we are. By that I mean, you might start to discover that you start to believe that you're not separate from God, the one energy consciousness, whereas before you thought you were separate. You might start to realize, I am not in control of what I'm doing, my thoughts and my actions, etc., etc. So that's why it's called the negative way, because it's actually taking away things that we believe, things that we're attached to. And paradoxically, those things we believe and that we're attached to create the suffering that we're trying to get rid of. We're trying to get rid of a certain kind of suffering which has been caused by these beliefs. But we don't want to let go of the belief. We think we can only let go of the suffering. If I let go of the suffering, then I'll be free, I'll be liberated, I'll have peace, I'll have happiness. But we don't realize I've got to let go of the beliefs that are causing the suffering. Does everybody understand? Yeah. And again, it's not because we haven't tried hard enough, it's not because we're not clever enough, it's not because we are not good enough that we are suffering. It's not because we are sinners. It's not because God is displeased with us. No, these are all just ideas that have been fed to us for thousands of years, with all due respect to whatever you believe, whatever your religion is. Try and see that there might be another explanation. Be open-minded enough to see, well, maybe I do have to question what I believe in, what my religion has told me, what my parents have told me, my ancestral practices are, and even question your own experience. the experience of your own life. Take nothing for granted in this search. And I can tell you honestly that from my experience, that's what I did. I took nothing for granted. I tried to overturn as many stones as I could until I got tired of overturning stones.
You got tired.
Yes. Tiredness is part of the journey.
So the journey
Not
goes
for
on.
everybody.
Is the journey
Tiredness
going
can be
on?
part of the journey.
The journey goes on, or the journey has come to it?
So the journey of life goes on. The seeking ends. Any questions about what I've just said?
I have a question. Just now you were saying that we are not the authorship of our life. Life flows through us. So what if someone kills someone, kills somebody? Can he claim to be not responsible of his killing because he's not the authorship of his life?
Anybody can claim anything, can't they?
So he's not responsible for it.
Anybody can claim anything. There's nothing stopping anybody from claiming something. What happens after the claim, who knows? So by that I mean, that happens, what you just said
Yeah, it
happens.
just happened.
Suddenly, wow, I'm not the author,
Yeah.
and I harm somebody. You've taken an extreme example, but let's just say I harm somebody in some way. And then I go around saying, yeah, but I'm not the author. So I might feel very free inside myself. And that also happens. Sometimes for people, when they hear this concept, they love it. And they accept it immediately. And they do feel lighter and more free. And some end up harming others as a result. But there are several things here. One is, if that person is going to feel more free or not, is meant to happen. If that person is going to accept the concept or not, is meant to happen. If that person, on accepting the concept, harms somebody else, that is meant to happen. If that person harms somebody else, and then the person they've harmed, or the people around them, say, I'm really sorry, but we don't believe you, you're going to be punished. That is meant to happen. If the person gets away with it, that is meant to happen. So, whether we are the authors or not, whether we believe we are the authors or not, we always have to suffer, endure the consequences of our action. And my teacher was very specific about this. Very specific about this. Because this question that you asked would always come up. And it's a great question. If I suddenly stop believing that I'm the author, what might I do? What might I do? The tangible result is, whatever you do, you will not blame yourself, feel guilty, feel shameful, or hate yourself. Or if it's a so-called positive action, you will not be proud. So the tangible result of this concept being intellectually accepted, and then intellectually understood, and then intellectually accepted, is that there will be definitely a release of the load of suffering that you're carrying around. And everybody's carrying around some load of mental, psychological suffering. And that load of mental, psychological suffering is based on these 5 things: blame, shame, guilt, hatred, pride.